Well, this is the kind of weather you typically get after a storm. These changing clouds, nice breeze, it's usually pretty calm. Of course, the hurricane didn't hit us directly, but we were within the sphere of its influence. We were out on the outer edges of it. And all this tide, the water is very high here in the bay. And that's because of all of the rain that the storm produced. And all of that water starts flowing down all the different little creeks and ditches and then into the rivers, and then from the rivers into bigger parts of the river until they open up and meet the sound, and then they try to flow out of the sounds, and the water's trying to eventually equalize with the ocean, with the sea level. And of course there's a lot of other stuff going on there too. There's tides with the ocean tides and wind direction and all of that, and how that also all affects the way the water flows and moves. But most generally, it's this idea of what we call a watershed and or a drainage basin. And there's macro level, big scale, and then smaller scale, and then smaller scale, and it kind of keeps narrowing down. But each river has its own, what we usually call drainage basin. So each river, the Tar River, the Chowan River, the Pasquotank River, etc., all these different rivers we have, they all have smaller creeks and things that feed into them, so the water keeps building up, and above that there's little ditches, and right on up to nowadays, of course, people, the drainage systems of cities and all of that is also part of the drainage basin, and the way that the humans have structured water flow around the cities and whatnot. But naturally speaking, everything kind of moves down to towards the ocean, almost always, or in some places where there's a big lake system, like in the Great Lakes. In Canada, I guess a lot of the rivers flow towards the Great Lakes, I assume. And then off of the Great Lakes, there's rivers like the Mississippi, the Ohio, that flow towards the center of the country and then out towards the Gulf of Mexico, typically. Or on the Rocky Mountain side, there's another drainage basin, and then on both sides of the Rockies, and that flow out towards Texas, and then out to further down towards the Gulf of Mexico, or on the other side to the Gulf of California. It's all very interesting. I love you.